Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. Well, looks like Kevy's had a change of heart. A year ago, January in 2022, I bought this very same monitor, the LG 27UP600 4K 27-inch monitor. And actually paid a little bit less back then, but inflation, you know. I really liked it on the PC, but really wasn't too fond of it on the Mac. I didn't find that the imaging was, clear enough and stuff on the 4K level. 2K wasn't bad, but hey, you buy a 4K, you want 4K. Well, I'm going to chalk that up to I have since had my glasses replaced for up close use, and it's crystal, and I'm loving it. So for PC, definitely. I do have a final update review, but that's kind of why this one's titled, the name of the monitor and I've had a change of heart kind of thing, right? So anyways, I gotta say that, yeah, for being on the Mac, as long as your glasses are good, if you do wear glasses, the text is really nice at the 4K level. You can actually change to, of course, different, you can go to 1080p, you can go to 2K, whatever, right? There's a lot of options for resolutions. And of course it identifies properly, which last time it still thought it was a 32-inch for some reason. And I'm having absolutely zero issues. I have no problems with this thing. It's actually set at the 4K, and yeah, it's crystal clear. It's nice and bright. And for a monitor that's, listed as 400 nits brightness, I think it's a heck of a lot more than that, because already it's actually pretty bright. Anyway, so I'll fire up Google Chrome here, and wow, it's like that page is like really bright white background and really nice text look, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So in case you're a little curious, Canadian price obviously, currently on sale at Staples for $349.99, regular $469.99. So until the 28th of February, you can save $120. Now this does have two HDMI ports as well as a display port, so you can hook up to 3 computers to it or whatever. Okay, it's kind of your deal. But you can hook 3 computers up in and just switch between them. Normally I would, on my 32-inch display, I was swapping between my gamer laptop and my Mac and still sharing the same keyboard and mouse. And now that I've got this, I'm leaving this for Mac only, and the reason being is it's only a 60 hertz panel. So when you're wanting to game, of course, you're going to want a lot more than 60 hertz. And I definitely get 144 hertz out of my 165 hertz display on my laptop at 2K, which the HDMI port and the Thunderbolt port with a display adapter cannot go beyond 144 hertz. It's just the way the bus is made. And of course the Mac, the Mini, the M1 Mini actually tops out at 144 hertz, regardless. But at 4K, when I would switch that monitor to 4K, it would knock me down to 60 hertz. So it's kind of like, but it's still, the 4K on that is not as nice as this is. This is actually much nicer in comparison to my 32 running at 4K. So it's kind of one of those conundrums where you got to kind of go, well, the big monitor isn't technically considered a 4K monitor. It's technically considered 2K, but the Mac will run it at 4K or 2K. The PC can only go and run it at 2K. So whatever, but this is a real true blue 4K monitor, this one. Now 27-inch from 32, it's a little bit to get used to, because yeah, I'm kind of been really spoiled and used to the really massive screen in comparison, because 5 inches is 5 inches, man. It adds up, and so I got to thinking, well, I'll try it. And as soon as I fired this puppy up, and it's crystal, and I'm like, Okay, where I'm going to chalk this up to my glasses really must have sucked bad back then, or maybe I did get a monitor that was a little funky as far as being on 4K on the Mac side. I don't know, but so now I can actually say that on PC it's going to be a great monitor, and on your Mac. Now on the PC you've got to have some serious balls in order to run a 4K display, especially with, I mean, your video card better be a good one, you know, in order to run a 4K display properly, you know, especially for gaming and stuff. Now I know gamers, they technically run 1080p because you get the best FPS, etc. I can run my games at 1080p or 2K on my PC with the 32-inch display, and I don't really see much of a shaking difference between 2K and 1080p as far as FPS of the games go. I mean, it's not that great of a difference, and besides, the 2K does have a much nicer picture, better clarity. But this thing, whew, talk about tight, talk about nice pixels. So just a little bit about this monitor. They don't class it as a gaming kind of screen, obviously, because of the hertz level. It does not have any built-in speakers. It does have a VESA display mount, though, so you can mount it to one of those things, or use the built-in stand. Well, it's not built-in, but you know what I mean. You can use the included stand. Contrast ratio is 1200 to 1. Like I said, the image brightness is listed as 400. This is on what's called custom, which is kind of like the default setting. Now your viewing angle, of course, is 178 degrees horizontal and vertical. There is no microphone built in. There's no webcam built in. Screen resolution is 3840 by 2160. It is an LCD, LED. They say LED, LCD. It's an IPS panel, okay? Does have anti-glare. Does not specify being 3D ready. Doesn't mean you can't do it, just it doesn't say that it's 3D ready, okay? So aspect ratio is 16 to 9. The usual stuff, right? Now there is a speaker jack on this, but there's no built-in speakers. So basically what you do is you plug your speakers in to the monitor if you wanted to, and you just have it rerouted with your computer to the monitor, and it'll output it that way to your speakers. But there are no built-in speakers, okay? Anyways, so maximum refresh rate is 60 Hertz, and you're going to get 60 Hertz whether you're on 2K, 4K, 1080p. I've checked it all through, and it's all the same thing for refresh. It does not change. So don't expect to get more out of it. It's the way it is. Now, to get a 4K monitor that's, you know, like 144 Hertz type of thing to match the output of the HDMI on the M1 Mac Mini, that's a really freaking costly monitor. And I mean, even this thing at, you know, regular retail, that's pretty expensive as it is. So I kind of like the sale price for under 400 bucks. Kind of worked out for me really well, so I'm quite happy. But yeah, so Staples is where it's at. People are giving this thing an average of a 4 out of 5 based on 25 written reviews. Okay, so I haven't bothered to read them. I don't really care. We all have different opinions, different experiences. Some people know how to use technology. Some people actually really don't. You know, so take things with a grain of salt either way. But I find that it is a really super nice display. And even viewing 1080 video or higher is just, it's very, very nice on this thing. So I guess, like I said, it's probably my glasses were an issue. I don't know. But I decided to try one again because since the M1 sucks so bad in gaming anyways, and I don't have that many games on the M1, I spend my games into my PC gamer laptop because PCs, let's face it, they play games better than Macs. So, yeah. So for this computer, it now has its own dedicated monitor just for its selfie. It can do my video editing, my music, whatever I want to do, graphics, arts, you know, photo retouching, that sort of stuff. That's the main strengths of Apple, as we all know. So why not just stick with the strengths and have a beautiful picture, right? And I am kind of starting to get used to the 27. It's a little different, but I got used to a 27 iMac for years, and I really liked it. And going smaller than 27, that is very difficult to deal with. I mean, my 2009 iMac, that's kind of more of a nostalgic thing, and it gets fired up once in a while. I got some games on it that won't run on the M1, obviously. And I like them, right? Same as my G4, and I've got another 2006 Mini. But yeah, I think that you'd be pretty happy with this thing. I mean, I've never had any issues with LG products before. You know, never once. My wife actually has my original 2K display that I bought that was 144 hertz, and then I've got my 165 hertz one, and she loves that display on her Mac, and you know, at 2K, and I'm fine at I really like it at the 2K on the Mac, that 32-inch, but on the 4K setting, it's pretty good. It's just, it's not as nice as this, you know what I mean? So anyway, let me give you a quick tour of the menu, and then we'll get out of here. So you've got picture mode, which currently, okay, so let's start at general. So in general, you can change things like your energy saver, your power LED light, which you'll never see, it's down on the bottom anyways, like just leave it off. Automatic standby is off. They have a thing called HDMI Ultra, HD Deep Color, which is on by default. ODS lock is turned off by default. ODS size, they say small, or you can change that. Main information as well. So if we go to the information tab, it's just going to tell us it's been turned on for 2 hours now, and it's 4K resolution setting, and that's what we get out of that. We just hit the little joystick button, which is kind of convenient. Picture mode, we can adjust the picture. Picture mode is, where are we going here? So picture mode, and we select that, and this is where we can go custom or vivid, HDR effect. Now even on vivid, that's a lot brighter. Like custom is a lot more tamed. Vivid is really cranking up. HDR effect, reader mode, cinema, FPS, RTS, color weakness, sRGB, DCI-P3. Okay, I kind of tend to like the custom, so I leave it on the custom mode. Okay, picture adjust, this is where the brightness default is like 35. So like I said, I think 400 nits is kind of little underrated, because man, I cranked it up earlier and I was like, oh, that is so freaking bright. Okay, super resolution is turned off by default. Black level is set, it actually says low, which is something that you can go low or high if you need to switch that for your black levels. DFC, of course, is turned off. A lot of these things you're going to have to definitely read the manual for to find out what they're all about. Does have FreeSync, which can be turned on or off. Black stabilizer is set at 50 or halfway. FreeSync, like I said, you got extended, basic, or off. FreeSync is a feature that provides seamless and natural images in the gaming environment. Note that screen flickering may occur intermediately in specific gaming environments. Can happen. So you can have it, you know, set on extended, basic, or off, and whatever. I never use FreeSync anyhow, so I don't see a point to it myself. Then of course you got color adjustments. You can mess around with these all you like, and everything's kind of set right in the middle. And then they have a 6-color thing here, where you can really get into the nitty-gritties of stuff if you want to really play with it. So you can do a lot to customize how things appear, you know, which is kind of nice. Your input is just a matter of HDMI, your priority, I'm in number 1, so you got 1, 2 in DisplayPort. You know, your aspect ratio as well is full wide in this case. Then of course your quick settings. Not much to really get to know there. We do have also picture mode, where we can just go on our own here and we can change quickly between the different picture modes and see what best suits for what we're doing. So you can actually be in a game, for example, and you're on custom, like Minecraft or whatever you're going to play, and you can just switch and go, oh, that looks nicer, that looks better, and that kind of really sucks a bit. Oh, cinema looks really nice, especially for videos, right? FPS mode. FPS is usually really good for gaming, I find, so, you know. But for now, we're going to just leave her on custom and be done with it. And then, of course, you do have, you know, if you toggle when it's on and you push the joystick toward the back in a straight line, it turns the monitor off. But then, of course, if you want to switch between computers, just click it to the left and you can go HDMI 1, 2, or DisplayPort. So it's pretty simplified that way, but we don't have time to go through the manual and tell you about what all the features technically are. I'm sure you can probably download the manual for this without a problem, because what they give you in the box is not a whole lot. So yeah, I'd probably, you know, opt out to go to LG's website, download the manual specific to this thing, and then find out what all those features really do, because a lot of it can be a little bit technical and some people a little overwhelming. So I don't remember even what I scored this thing at before, but it probably wasn't that great, only because I had my experience on the Mac side that I didn't care for. So I would like to revisit that star rating, and I would like to put this at an easy 4.5 out of 5. Like I said, make sure your eyeballs are good or you got good glasses, and you'll definitely see that this thing is nice and clean and clear at 4K. It's just as good even at 2K. It's fantastic. I won't be hooking this one up to a PC. Like I said, my 32 inches already set up on my gamer system, and that's where it belongs as far as I'm concerned now. But this gives me an opportunity too. I still have two extra ports, so I could hook up 2 other computers. Okay, and I still have my HP laptop I can hook into this if I want, through another HDMI or DisplayPort, whatever I want to do kind of thing. I have 4 computers in here, but they all have their purposes, right? But the Mac is going to have its little life now as just basically being nothing more than a video editor and music production machine. And of course, I do a few other things on here. As far as my games go, I got a couple of games I like on here, like Cro-Mag. I don't mind playing Minecraft on this or the PC. I got 2 different worlds going on kind of thing, right? A few of the other games here, I don't mind playing them on the Mac, especially Marathon Trilogy. That game is really cool. I really like it. It's been around forever. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it. So take it for what you will. Check one out if you want. Now, I will say this, the demo models that they have on the shelves running pictures all the time, those screens are all set at 1080p. Even this one was. And even the 1080p on this for color capabilities and stuff when they run those demos, the thing is really, really nice. You know, which is what first got me to buy it in the first place in 2022, right? But then, of course, I had the issue with the Mac side that I didn't care for it much on 4K. But like I said, I'm going to chalk that up to my glasses, because I don't think the monitor would have been an issue, only because it was fine on the PC at 2 or 4K levels. So I don't know. It's just maybe just because the Mac squishes stuff more at 4K. I think that's probably where the issue was on that. But anyhow, that's all I got for you guys. So do check one out. They are on sale, like I said, for a little bit longer till the end of the month. Now's the time to save $120. So that's a really good savings for having an actual true 4K. And, you know, LG, like I said, I've never had problems with any LG products. I mean, some people get the odd problem, but you can also get defects too, you know, and it can happen. So just keep that in mind, that if you do get a lemon, just take it back and get them to replace it. It's really not a trouble, you know. It's what warranties are for, after all. So, but anyway, other than that, that's pretty much about what we got. So thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one. Ciao.